Hey everybody, Video Wolf here with the final episode of WTF Games You've Never Played for the month of April. We have a very special treat today. We're going to review the game Segagaga for the Dreamcast, a Sega simulator where you play a programmer trying to make the newest Sega blockbuster. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are thinking, that I got some burned copy of this game off the internet, but to prove you guys wrong, there you go. Straight from Japan, $80, not a bad deal, I think, including shipping and handling and everything. Got the instruction manual, there's the actual game, no burning process here, no pirating on the poor little Dreamcast. But unfortunately, you know, I do need one of these, a boot disc, that you can download off any website to let you play imports on your American or European or wherever you're living Dreamcast. So there you go, there's my little proof, and let's get back to the video. Now, like Aquanaut's Holiday, this game was only released in Japan, which is a shame because I think it would have been a cult classic worldwide. You see, the storyline goes as follows. It is the year 2057, and the video game industry is being dominated by the evil Dogma Corporation. Sega decides it's going to fight back and releases the Dreamcast. You are hired to help create the next series of multi-million-dollar sellers to take back your fair share of the market.
これよりプロジェクトセガガガを実行に移す。
プロジェクトセガガガ？
そうだ。これよりセガはゲーム業界を制圧する。
The funny thing is that the Dogma Corporation is actually Sony, and this game is a parody of Sega's struggle against the PlayStation. Now, Segagaga is your typical RPG with unique features, but we'll get to that a bit later. Let's just start the game and see what we got. Okay, now first off I have to make my character's name. Luckily there are English letters here, so at least I will know what my guy is named. Alright, done. And now the girl's name. And done! Okay, that wasn't so hard. You see, unlike Aquanaut's Holiday, which had English versions released in China and Korea, this game was only released in Japan, which means, of course, it's all in Japanese. Because I cannot read Japanese, I'm using a walkthrough I found online to get an idea what I'm supposed to do. So the game starts and we're greeted by the head of Sega. He's basically telling us that Sega is in trouble and it's up to us to save the company. After all this is said and done, Alice, the VP, brings us to the main world hub.
スーパー AI コンピュータテラドライブ。セガの全てを統括しているまさに心臓部ね。あなたたちを選び出したのもこのスーパーマシンよ。記憶容量は 16EB、メモリは 512TB、333GHz で駆動する 512ビット級 CPU を4096個搭載し、しかもスプライトを横方向に1677万個並べることが可能なのよ。ここはハード製造部。ここでは毎日100万台のドリームキャストが生産され、世界中に出荷されていくの。あまりの大人気で工場をフル回転させてもなかなか生産が追いつかない。
Now the option on the left is the shop, and the option with the word bubble is our first dungeon. According to the walkthrough, I need to get some energy drinks, books, which I really don't know what the books really do, but it says I need the books, so I buy books. And this weird red picky hammer thing, which I guess is my main weapon. Alright, let's see here. We gotta equip our weapons, so here's the item menu. Okay. There we go. My weapon's equipped, and we're ready for the first dungeon. Alright, now check this out. The first dungeon of the game is actually a Sega development studio. The enemies you are fighting are not monsters, but disgruntled programmers, directors, and game designers. Your job is to whoop them back in shape. The fighting is your typical RPG formula. Top option is attack, right is items, left is your special attacks, and bottom is retreat. You keep attacking until the enemy is defeated, and you get XP to level up. However, there is something that's very unique about this game. Randomly, the Sega employees will end up respecting you and request to join you to develop the next game. This brings us to the interview screen. This is where the employee asks you a bunch of questions, such as how much will you pay him, how hard will you need to work, etc. If you answer them properly, the meter on the left side of the screen rises, and if you fail to impress them, the meter falls. But, like I said, I don't know how to read Japanese, so I'm just going to mash the A button and hope for the best. Hey, cool! I got myself some weird, fat, blob guy thing. Alright, I'm going to name him Otaku. That's kind of neat, I guess. So as you make your way through the Sega development studio, you encounter all sorts of weird enemies. You have programmers playing on arcade machines, developers in bear suits, leads crying over stuff, I don't know why they're crying, a weird fluff ball thing, giant pixelated queens, and 3D objects personified. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, so you make your way through the development office to figure out what needs to be done to complete the mission. Along the way, you can talk to cartoon characters or, and this is really cool, real-life Sega employees who have been digitized into the game. That is awesome. Take our first mini-boss, for example. This is real-life game designer Yu Suzuki, who has been with Sega since 1983. In the game, he has been driven insane by the programming chief. Once you defeat him, you talk to the chief, who for some reason or another is in a yellow bear suit, and according to this little flashback thing, it looks like M. Bison was involved with putting him in a bear suit. I really don't know. So, anyways, after talking to him, something goes wrong, you black out and wake up with your partner. She tells you something, and apparently you need to find a Dreamcast in order to get advice on what to do next. Once you find it, it tells you that you have to do 3 things. 1. Find a golden flag seed. 2. Find flag water. And 3. Grow a golden flag flower. Whatever that is. Alright, well, luckily I already got the seed from an enemy, and from what I read online, the water's in a shop. To save you the agony of watching me escape the dungeon, I'll just skip ahead. Okay, there we go. Got the water, and now let's grow us some plants! Now, what this does in the game, I have no damn clue. Apparently these flowers grow if you meet certain requirements, but, you know, your guess is as good as mine. And with the flag flower grown, you're ready to fight the bear. Alright, so the next room is filled with smoke apparently, and I'm beginning to see why Sega has been in the decline. I mean, you got people in bear suits running around, you got otakus apparently stealing stuff, and now there are rooms that are completely filled with smoke where no one can get their job done. But I digress. Let's clear out the smoke and continue on. Your second mini-boss fight is with the design chief who is upset for something or another. He uses an attack called Frame Over, which freezes us. But luckily, Fatality is here to save the day. Using a pistol and an Uzi, she forces the design chief to let us go back. Now check this part out. I think all of you who are taking game development classes will appreciate this joke. This is a graveyard, and buried here are all the Sega employees that died trying to make that perfect Sega game. My goal is to put flowers on all their graves before I'm allowed to move on. Now our next little mission along the way is to return this crying director's poster that was stolen from his office. We take it back from this pixelated dude and... What the hell is this? Alright, let's just give this back to the director, and finally we come to the final boss of the dungeon. We sneak into the back office to discover the director. Here is where all the games are being made. As you can see, everyone has been reduced to these weird zombie things because of the director's militaristic rule. Let's put an end to this once and for all. Alright, mission complete! Well, now that we destroyed the boss of the dungeon, I'm sure we're going to get this great anime cutscene showing us what's going to happen next. Wait. What the hell is this? A puppet show? What am I watching? What are they saying? What is going on here? I swear to God, the Japanese really worry me. They really, honestly do. Well, that was entertaining at least. But now we move on to the next portion of the game, which is designing Sega's greatest hit. We take the employees we hired and assign them to their positions based off their stats and skills. These stats are stamina, determination, talent, and cooperation. After you put them in the proper positions, it's time to make our game. And this is where you're going to watch me pretty much fail. The explanation of what to do is very complicated, and I didn't have the chance to go through it all in time of this video. All I know is the Y button speeds up time, and you must keep your employees happy as they work, but also maintain a decent budget. Randomly, weird things happen, such as bug attacks, or some happy-go-lucky man appears, and we get these options. I really don't know, but other times the director asks me if I want to rush the project, continue as normal, or slow things down to keep the game nice and polished. And as this goes on, you can give your employees items to keep up their stamina or cheer them up. And I think I'm going to give Otaku this little hentai statue thing I found to make him happier, I guess. And Yeah, okay, look, I don't know what I'm doing here, so I'm just going to speed things up and try to finish the game. And here we go! Alright, I'm done, and as you can see, I've ended up killing some of my employees, and the rest have passed out over their desks. And my successful game, has caused Sega to take a 2% loss in worldwide sales. Ouch. Yeah, so I failed. Anyways, that's Segagaga in a nutshell. And it's a very strange and unique game, but to be honest with you, I loved it. It's a game that not only makes fun of itself, but the entire Sega Corporation as a whole. Now, it's sad that this game actually foreshadows Sega's own downfall, and it's very ironic that they would make a game where Sega is being crushed under the heel of Sony. It's as if the game hosts some kind of self-fulfilling prophecy, and that's very ironic. Now, after reading the reactions of people who heard how much I spent on Aquanaut's Holiday, I bet a lot of you are wondering, Video Wolf, why are you paying $80 for a game you can't even read? Well, let me explain something. There's a programmer out there who has been working on a translation patch since 2001. His latest blog entry says he's almost done with the patch, and this was last updated in 2009, so it's not like he abandoned the project or anything. And a lot of fans are helping him with assisting on the translation patches and encouraging the guy, and I cannot wait to get the English translation of this game. To address why I would spend $80 on an import instead of downloading this game and burning it, I mean, it is the Dreamcast after all, it's not that hard to do. I just like collecting games, plain and simple. I mean, anyone could download a bunch of ROMs, but what's the point? You see, I find it more fun hunting down a rare game and trying to get the best price for it. Plus, I'd rather have a bunch of physical games to show off than a CD full of ROMs. Well, everyone, there you go. Segagaga for the Dreamcast. A very strange, quirky game that's a lot of fun once you figure out and understand what it is the hell you are doing. Tune in next month for the next 2 episodes of WTF, Games You Never Played, and I will see you then.